Hi everyone, I'm Donnisa. Welcome to the Xenia Community Library. I'm an adult services librarian here at the Xenia branch of the Greene County Public Libraries. So welcome. Just in time for fall. Today we're going to be making this Festive Fall Leaves Luminary. It's basically a mason jar candle holder with it. We'll put a little candle inside. And this is what we call a take and make craft, meaning that here at the Xenia branch you can pick up a nice little craft bag like so. And it will include all of the materials you'll need to make this nice fall leaves luminary. And then you'll just take it home, take it with you, and you can make the craft. We can make it together. So you can click on our video here and we can make it together. Okay, alrighty, let's get started. So I did want to show you that these are two that I made a little earlier. One I made with 8 leaves and one I made with 6. The first one I made with 8 leaves, and I have included 8 leaves for you in the back. I decided it was maybe a little bit too much because we want the light to show through the candlelight. So when I made my next one with less leaves, 6 leaves, it provided some like little spaces for the light, the candlelight to glow through. So we'll be using this one as reference. But I did include more leaves, 8 leaves, if you did want to make that one. So it's certainly your choice. Okay, so let's get started. Alrighty. So once you get your craft bag, you'll find all the materials inside. So reach in, pull out your candle. And in addition, all the materials are inside the mason jar. And in addition to that, I've included little glue pot. Now this is filled with Mod Podge, which is a nice adhesive that we'll be using today to adhere the leaves on. Okay, now, first thing and probably the most important thing is to prep the jar. And by that, meaning wash it down. You know, it comes from a factory. You want to make sure if there's any, debris or dust on it, wash it down with soap and water. Then after that, rub it with a paper towel or a towel with some rubbing alcohol, and that is really key. The reason that matters is then it gets the soap oils off, or just anything that might be on the jar. It just removes all that to give the leaves the best chance of adhering. If otherwise, they may not adhere so well if you don't get those soap oils off. Okay, with that being said, I prepped my jar. So let's pull our items out. Various color leaves I've included, and a little sponge dabber, which we'll use to just dab the glue on. And alrighty, and then I've included a little light, one of these little, battery powered LED lights, and you can just, we'll turn it on and put it inside the candle, when we're finished. So, okay, turn that off. Okay. And then finally, the last item you'll need, this is a little raffia ribbon. It's kind of this natural fiber type of ribbon. Okay, so let's get going here. Let's begin with, let's talk about leaf placement a little bit. So for me, I liked, you can do it however you want, of course, but it worked well for me if I started with a lighter colored leaf and I started at the top of the jar. And then I just kind of worked my way around, kind of in a zigzag fashion, up and down. And that way I covered most of the areas while still leaving a little bit of, open areas for the glow light to show through. So, okay, so now to apply the Mod Podge, I just set myself out a paper plate and I just set the glue pot on there. And once you open it up, let's take the little sponge dabber here. And so let's just dab on some glue and try to do it in a section that's about the size of, a little bit larger than the size of the leaf, okay? So I'm going to just start here. Just dabbing it on, as you can see. Okay, I think that's about the size, a little bit larger than the leaf size. Okay? All right, so I started with a lighter colored leaf. And now the key with the Mod Podge is that it's a type of adhesive that it needs to get a little tacky in order for it to adhere. So we'll just let it sit for just a moment or so. And as soon as it starts to set up and get a little tacky, that's when we can apply our leaf. if you apply it too soon before it gets tacky, the leaf won't stick. If you apply it too late, meaning once the glue has dried, then it won't stick. So you just need to wait until it gets a little tacky, and then the leaf can adhere. So okay, so let's give that a press here. So as you can see, I'm going to just press on my leaf. And then just try to just hold it down the best you can. The idea is that we want the leaf to stick without sliding around. And then might want to move up to try to get the tips. And if the tips don't stick right away, that's all right. We'll come back later at the end and kind of retouch those up. But basically, just try to get that middle of the leaf down, just so it sticks, adheres to your glass. So, all righty, there we go. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Give you a general idea. You'll work your way around in the same fashion, and then once you put all your leaves on, let that dry for a little bit, about 20 minutes, 30, something like that. Let that dry for a bit. And then you'll want to go over the entire glass with a final coat of Mod Podge, the entire glass, leaves, glass, everything. And that will give a nice sealed finish to your luminary. Once you put that final coat on and then let it dry, and you'll end up with a nice kind of finish like this. It's got kind of a textured look. Okay? And then after now when you put the Mod Podge on all over, it's going to be white, look white just like this. But don't worry, it will dry clear like this. Okay. Okay, I think you get the general idea. So that works out well. And again, I'm going to go back and touch up my edges. And I'm going to do the same to the back side. I'm going to put the same, type of leaf placement on the back. Alrighty, so then once you put the final coat of Mod Podge over the entire mason jar, then I've included a little ribbon, and then you'll just tie on. You'll tie this around your mason jar, and I just tied mine in a knot. You see out in the, like that. I just tied, and tied a bit of a, you might want to trim the edges if you need to. And then the final step is take the little light that comes with the craft kit, and it's battery powered. I just use my little stick to turn it on. And then you'll just pop it in your candle, and then you'll be able to see it better, without the lights on, but then you'll see a little bit of glow coming through, like there. Maybe you can see it right there. Okay, that's why we wanted a few of the edges open, so that way you can see some there and all. And when it gets a little, if the light is out in the room, certainly you can see that a little better. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoy your Festive Fall Leaves Luminary mason jar candle holder. A lot of fun to make, and happy fall, y'all. Hope you enjoy that, and be sure to stop by the Xenia Community Library to pick up your craft kit.